Alright, thought I'd make this video real quick. I have planning, I think right now I got 5 more planning videos to get put up. But I make this real quick because it's going to be quick and easy because I don't got to do any editing. Just run it through the video editor real quick so it converts it to a computer format and I can put it on YouTube. So I wanted to update you guys as to where we're at because I know I haven't been answering comments or anything recently because frankly, I've been getting up at 6 every morning, going to work, coming home, and then working until 11:30, 12 at night, and not getting in bed till we're burning the candle at both ends. But surprisingly, I do not feel that bad. I mean, A, I'm working day shift now, so that makes things better, and B, it's not nearly as stressful with the new job, and the boss farms too, so he understands. So there's not a whole lot of push going on right now. But anyway, point being, when I get home at night, I don't want to sit there and answer comments and shit at work because I'm on the clock. And when I get home at night, frankly, all I really want to do is sit down and turn my brain off and relax for a minute before I take a shower and go to bed. So I haven't been answering comments, and I apologize. I've been reading them, just haven't had time to get through and answer them. I'm way behind on that. And obviously, I'm behind on upload videos, but we're making progress. I'm about, well, the day I planted another field of beans, that put me a tick over, not quite half done with beans, and I'm 2/3 of the way done with corn. And I started last Friday, so I guess not too bad for a week. I could have done better, but when I started last Friday, I was honestly not ready because the drill wasn't ready. 66 wasn't ready. I hadn't even had the drill hooked up yet. I hadn't had the finisher. I had the finisher hooked up, but we hadn't had it. Nothing had been in the field, so it was all hurry up and go, and we had to work out all the kinks last weekend when I should have been going. The corn planter still wasn't ready last weekend, so I burned up all last Saturday working on the corn planter, and I went and got a load of starter last Saturday, and the corn planter has been in the field. Got most of the kinks worked out. It's planting corn great. The only thing I'm still fighting is I've either got seed sensors going out or I've got a bad connection in the harness somewhere, because I got rows 2 and row 4 and sometimes row 7, although 7's not as bad as 2 and 4, keep not wanting to read. And I know it's planting because the seed's going away. So like I said, I've either got those 3 sensors going bad. I've cleaned up the plugs. I've put dielectric grease on them. I've used terminal cleaner. The only thing I haven't done is I forgot that there's another main plug about halfway down the tongue that I'm going to take apart and try to clean up and see if that helps. Otherwise, I got to get seed sensors. But they read some of the time. And like what was the last day I planted corn? Tuesday? It's Tuesday or Wednesday as I planted corn. Was the last time I planted corn, and I got to the field, filled the planter up. All 8 seed sensors were reading just fine. Worked the whole time I had that first load in the planter. Shut the monitor off so it wouldn't bitch at me. Went back, reloaded the planter. Went back out, turned the monitor back on. Row 2 and 4 didn't want to work again. I don't know. But you don't need the monitor to plant, and I got tired of it bitching at me, so I've just been turning the monitor off and planting. Been running without a monitor since I started farming. I know the planter's working, don't really need it. The only thing I'm lacking is obviously you need the monitor for the acre counter, but we'll get it figured out. I've just been more concerned that the planter is working. I fought a fertilizer pump issue right off the bat. Figured out what that problem was, although it took me 2 squeeze pump hoses to figure it out. But once I did, fertilizer's been working great, nurse tank's been working great, drill's working good, everything's working good up until today. Obviously, anybody that's been watching the community posts I've been putting up, which those haven't been getting, I mean, they've been getting like 300-400 likes, but that don't know how many views that translates to. And I don't know if you can actually see that I put up a community post unless you've like turned on notifications for the channel. I honestly don't know how that works, but I don't know. Either way, for those of you that have been watching those, or have already seen that today wrecked the soil finisher. Basically, I had just got done finishing a field, pulled out onto the road, and the driveway comes out, and there's a hill over here, and there's a hill over here. And when I pulled out, there was no traffic coming, so I pulled out. Well, in the time it took me to weasel my way out of the driveway and get everything straightened out on the road, a car had topped the hill over here, and a car had topped the hill over here, and I was in a narrow spot in the road, and I had to stop to change gears anyhow, so I pulled off in a driveway and let the cars pass me. Apparently, and you'll see all this in the video because it's going to be a few days away because I still got to get time to edit all these videos and get them put up. Bear with me. Gotta have time. But there was apparently a culvert under the driveway, and apparently the tractor drove right over it because the duals were up on the bank, so I never felt it. And the grass was about yay tall, so I couldn't see it. And I went to take off, and that finisher is a walking tandem, but it's not like most of them where you've got a single axle and then a walking beam on the axle. Those are two independent axles with the cylinder in between them on the bottom, and then on the top there's pins for the transport lock, and they scissor against each other. So when the cylinder extends, it pushes them down and pulls the top together. That's why you can put the transport lock on, and then when they go down, they come apart on top and they set on the transport lock. Well, basically, you got one wheel that goes backwards like this, and one wheel that goes forward like this. And this one's faces the outside of the, or this one's on the outside of the frame, and this one's on the inside of the frame. Well, this guy over here, which would have been behind this leading one, was up on the bank. Well, that basically put all of the weight on this guy here because of the way they float. And I couldn't hit that damn culvert any more square if I tried with that wheel. And it basically took this wheel, which is facing, if this is the front of the finisher, the wheel's facing this way, and it rammed that goddamn wheel right into that concrete abutment on that culvert. It took the wheel, pulled it up under the finisher, busted off the cylinder, wadded the transport lock up, proceeded to take this wheel, flip it all the way over backwards so that it was facing the back of the finisher, debeaded the tire, bent the rim, busted the cylinder, wadded up the transport lock, bent the frame, bent a cross member. Yeah, so it was pretty rough. Meanwhile, I am sitting there in the four-wheel drive taking up a lane and a half between two hills. Can't go forward, can't go backward. The finisher is locked in this driveway. I can't freaking move. Cylinder's hanging there leaking oil. It was a mess. But that's when you find out who your friends are, because my buddy Nick brought their John Deere 310 backhoe from all the way north of town out there. A guy just south of town that we're friends with, Dad saw him. He brought their wheel loader down. And basically we managed to get this thing picked up, got the wheels spun back, or got the axles spun back around so that they were in time with each other again like they should have been. The rim and tire well, the tire somehow, near as I can tell, I'll have to get it dismounted. Somehow the tire, other than being debeaded, walked away without a scratch. I can't find a tear in it, I can't find a scuff mark in it, I can't find nothing in it. The rim's screwed. But had to got the rim and tire off of it, straighten the transport lock out so it would work. went and got a wheel and tire off of the Soil Saver because it runs the same rims and tires, put that on there, got everything sitting on the wheels again, and then pulled it home. We had to get that basket unhooked, so we pulled that. Dad had the 1600 down there before anybody else showed up. We got the basket unhooked and drug it back so we can get behind it. Because the 1600 couldn't pick it up, that's where the backhoe and wheel loader came in. So, yeah. Tomorrow's supposed to rain. Instead of relaxing and like I wanted to, I get to work on the soil finisher. I have to order a new cylinder because when the rod broke, it bent it. And when everything went, it would have had to have pulled the cylinder, basically yanked the cylinder apart. So the tie rods could be stretched, the piston could be screwed up. I mean, there's basically any number of things that could be, that you might not be able to see with the human eye, but there's basically any number of things that could be fucked up on that cylinder now because it went when it broke. Got to get a new rim because basically the one that came off is bent beyond rim. You might be able to fix it, but it would never be right. It'd never be round again, basically. So I'm going to call the tire shop tomorrow, see if they got a rim, because sometimes they stock implement rims because this stuff does tend to happen. Moral of the story is, no good deed goes unpunished. If I'd just said, screw these people and kept on driving, I'd have never been in a ditch and this would have never happened. But no, I had to be the nice guy and pull off and let traffic clear before I took off. But luckily there's nothing that can't be fixed. Hopefully it didn't bend the axle. It didn't look like it bent the axle. If the axle's still straight, we're good. Everything else can be straightened out. But yeah, one more thing to fix. So anyway, that's where we're at. Like I say, I just wanted to put this, actually, it's got longer than what I was expecting it to be, but I just wanted to give you guys an update as to where things were at. Apologize for not answering comments and get videos uploaded because basically I just haven't had time. My entire life since last Thursday has been working and farming. I haven't had time for the YouTube thing, but I have been taking video. Like I say, I got 5 to put up. We're overall about halfway done, so we'll have more. I haven't been able to get too many decent action. I've been trying to get some decent action shots, but I've been focusing on running because we're so late in the season right now. So the camera moving around stuff hasn't been super duper great, I don't think. But once we get closer to the end, and I know we're reaching the end of the tunnel, I'll be able to do that a little better. So yeah, long story short, planter's working, tee's working, drill's working. Everything was working until the day when we fucked this oil finisher up. So, yeah. I think that covers everything. I'm gonna try to get back to answering comments when I can. I should be able to do some on this video. No guarantees. Tomorrow sounds like it's going to be a busy freaking day again. So, and if it's not raining, I got to go work corn ground. But luckily, the corn ground I got to work, I got to use the disc and the mulcher, the color mulcher on anyhow, so I don't need the finisher. But I'm going to need the finisher to finish up well, I'm not going to need it if absolutely necessary. I've still got the 3-point field cultivator and the color mulcher, and I can just go back to doing it the way I did it before I had the finisher. But I'd like to have the finisher because it just makes life that much easier. When I'm running by myself, it's easier to finish in one pass than it is with 2. So anyway, I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about. Like I say, you'll see. I should have done more videoing when we were bringing the finisher home, but I had a lane and a half of traffic blocked. We were not in a good spot. I had people there to help. It was, oh my God, we got to get this thing out of the frickin' road and get it somewhere. So, but you'll see at least how tore up it is in the video. So, and I'll probably have video tomorrow of fixing it, but that stuff's all gonna show up later here down the road because I gotta have time, and then I'm gonna upload everything in order. So, like I say, I got videos. Hang in there. I'm working towards it. I'm tired. I need a break. So, anyhow, with that being said, I'm going to go in and get this video put up real quick so that you guys know what the hell's going on around here at Shit Show Farms. And that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.